to this one, and everybody like it.
These boys and girls may one day be the future leaders of Vermont, but right now, they've got a bigger challenge, trying to stack these cups using only string and a few rubber bands.
What could you guys have done so that didn't happen?
This activity is part of the UVM Extension 4-H Leadership Conference, bringing together middle school students from Lamoille County. The goal is to get these students to think and act like leaders.
Leadership is about following directions and working together as a team.
No, you don't always have to take charge, but you definitely, you make an impact on other people and yourself.
I think of responsibility because a leader has lots of responsibilities they need to fulfill.
That it's in the team's best interest to let other people take over.
The conference was developed and organized by Lauren Traister, a UVM Extension 4-H educator in Lamoille County. Traister sees leadership as inherent and tangible, an ability that requires practice and repetition.
So that you can get to that goal that's been set. Any youth can be a leader. They just need the skills. So my hope is that they begin to see that any one of them can be a leader, and they might rise to that challenge in different situations. Somebody might end up on student council, somebody might be the captain of a sports team, and somebody else might be a volunteer in the community with fire and rescue, or they might be a leader on Green Up Day. I also want them to recognize that studying leadership, having that experience, doesn't need to be dry or boring or even classified as, oh, leadership, that's for the popular kids or that's for the smarty pants, that it really is for everybody. And by asking that question, did that get you to have a match? Yeah.
One point that Traister wants to make plain is that the best leaders are always the best listeners, a message that these students are hearing loud and clear.
If you don't listen, you don't know what the person who is talking said. So, you can't really give them guidance or anything if you're not listening or paying attention to what they have to say. So it's really important to listen.
A good leader, well, he has respect and he listens to people when they're talking and everything.
Make it have 3 whiskers on each side.
A leader should be a good listener because if they have that ability to take responsibility, then they should be listening because they're going to be the ones that people count on.
You got it. You got it.
Many of the challenges require the children to work in groups toward a common goal. It's a hallmark of the 4-H model of learning by doing, the perfect way to train a leader by first being a team player.
You have it now.
Being a good leader, you have to be nice, kind, include others, and be helpful and be a part of it.
You can't just go on doing what you think is right. You have to include others.
You can't just work alone. You have to include everybody.
Being a team player and a good listener are cornerstones of leadership. But the most important lesson that these students are learning is to be yourself.
You can't just sit there and be shy and everything. You gotta stand out and just help out.
A good leader helps out everybody. Yeah, even if they don't get along with them, they still put aside the differences and help out.
Being a leader isn't necessarily being popular. It's being who you are and being nice and stuff.
You need to have a story. Make sure you include everyone. You have to work as a team. This cannot be done by one person. No one leader is going to look the same. And I think they need to recognize that leadership does come in all shapes and sizes.
Pull it down a little bit.
I do believe leaders are made. I believe that if you put the time and effort to practice, the way people practice the piano or practice for their sports, you can practice leadership and become very, very good at it.
Listening, teamwork, and being yourself. All good skills to put into practice to become a leader. In Hyde Park, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.